This is ABC 7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
A storm track weather first alert remains in effect tonight. We're tracking thunderstorms in East El Paso, and although we seem to be in the clear this evening, we'll be keeping an eye on similar storms and the potential for flooding over the next few days. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for ABC 7 at 9 on the CW. I'm Estela Casas in for Bob Harp. Storm tracker Nichole Gomez is following the storms in the weather lab. She continues our first alert coverage. Nichole.
Hi there, Estela. We're not tracking anything here in El Paso and Las Cruces. Most of those storms are moving towards the east. So let's get straight to Doppler radar and track some of those thunderstorms. Notice it's around Sierra Blanca. We're going to zoom in a little closer where you can see these storms really packing a punch, and you can see the lightning strikes, and it's moving along I-10, and it's going to continue to track towards the east. We also have that severe thunderstorm warning in place until 9:45. Again, that is in place for Hudspeth County. So far, this storm has dumped golf ball size hail according to our hail tracks model here. So again, definitely packing a punch. I'm going to put the tracker on here where you can see the direction of this storm, Eagle Flat. We could start to see some rain around 10:11, and Van Horn just after midnight. We could see some rain if this thunderstorm continues to hold together. So of course, I'll continue tracking these storms. I also want to mention that we have reports that a tractor trailer actually flipped out in this area. So we have a news crew out on the scene, headed in that direction. We'll bring you any updates or whatever we learn. We'll be sure to let you know. Estela.
Okay, Nichole, thank you very much. And this is live coverage from our TxDOT traffic cameras tonight. This is a live look out of East El Paso. This is McRae exit, near the McRae exit area in East El Paso, and we understand it's a daily closure and it's just starting to build. There's nothing to report at this hour, but there is a slowdown in that area. Just keep that in mind. And we have another major ABC 7 traffic alert to pass along. Our newsroom has just learned the two semi-trucks, just as Nichole said, crashed just before the Border Patrol checkpoint near Sierra Blanca. We called a DPS spokesperson who tells us the strong winds are to blame for the crash. Several other vehicles collided with one of the trucks. Fortunately, no one appears to be hurt. If you're headed east on I-10, though, be prepared for a long delay near Sierra Blanca. Our top story tonight, a home invasion in an exclusive El Paso neighborhood, and the suspect is on the loose. Tonight, police are asking for your help. This happened at about 5:30 this morning in west central El Paso on the 1600 block of Dede Lane. That's near Scenic Drive. Police say an elderly couple went on their morning walk when a man followed them home. The suspect, only described by police as a black man, allegedly went through the garage door, then demanded money and assaulted the 91-year-old man. If you saw something or have information on the suspect, call immediately at 832-4400. The man who broke into a Las Cruces home and beat an elderly couple with a hammer is facing up to 52 years in prison. Our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom was in the courtroom today when Guy Young reached a plea deal with prosecutors. The state dropped the attempted first-degree murder charge, and Young pleaded guilty to aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, armed robbery, tampering with evidence, and auto theft. The 44-year-old attacked Charles and Patsy Green for money. Investigators say Young stole the couple's truck and then went to a Walmart to buy clothes with a bloody $100 bill. Police arrested him at a truck stop.
Well, this is something that he wanted to resolve from the beginning. He didn't want to put these folks through a trial to testify. And so with that most serious charge gone, we were able to reach a resolution, and I think he's happy with what happened today.
The ABC 7i team learned Young had pleaded guilty to possession of a controlled substance in the same day of the attack. According to a lawsuit filed by the victims, the Doñana County Detention Center released Young, who did not have a vehicle, and asked him to report for probation in Hobbs, New Mexico, the next day. Hobbs is about 260 miles east of Las Cruces. The couple sued because a county jail released a violent criminal into the community. Our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom is learning more about the Las Cruces school janitor accused of downloading child porn. Today, school officials said 31-year-old David Garcia was a nightside custodian at Mesilla Park Elementary. Police arrested Garcia last Thursday. Mesilla Park is off West Union Avenue between Main Street and Avenida de Mesilla. Joe Galvan, a spokeswoman for the Las Cruces Public Schools, says Garcia was around children while at work. Galvan also says Garcia cleared a background check before he was hired. Right now, Garcia is on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation.
At least we did our diligence to ensure that a background check was done and we'll continue our investigation to determine whether this employee will work for the schools in the future, and in the meantime, he will not be on any of our campuses until we conclude that.
Today, ABC7 also learned Garcia had been working for the district a year and a half. An El Paso man also faces child porn charges and a sexual assault charge. 25-year-old Ian Christopher Bruffy was arrested last week. New police documents obtained by the ABC7 team in the last hours say a 15-year-old girl told investigators she met Bruffy on social media. She told detectives Bruffy took her to his apartment where the two allegedly had sex several times. Bruffy allegedly recorded 2 of the encounters and reportedly threatened to show those images if she didn't meet his demands. Bruffy is also accused of promoting child pornography. Police believe there may be other victims and are asking anyone with information to come forward. If you have any information, call the number on your screen. That's 832-4400. Another child porn investigation, this one connected to a spokesman you probably recognize.
So, Jared, you've got your old fat pants, haven't you? Let's have a look at them.
I do. These are way more famous than I am, Piers. Actually, if I can't make an event, I send the pants. But this is what I used to wear. This is the old,
Jared Fogle became a Subway spokesperson after losing 245 pounds by regularly eating Subway sandwiches. Over the years, he has been featured in Subway commercials and has visited El Paso and Las Cruces schools to help kids fight obesity. Fogle walked out of a home during a raid at his home. Today, he was seen entering a mobile investigation unit. At first, Subway said the raid was likely linked to an investigation into an employee at the Jared Foundation, not its spokesman. But just a few hours ago, the restaurant chain announced it is suspending its relationship with Fogle while the investigation continues. Fogle's neighbors say they hope he's innocent.
Only thing I ever see around his home are happy people doing their yard, waving. So I'm shocked and upset, of course, and saddened. A great figure in our community.
Something to keep in mind. In May, federal prosecutors in Indianapolis charged the former head of the Jared Foundation with 7 counts of production of child pornography and 1 count of possession of child pornography. News of the raid had a lot of you talking on our social media network. EWM says, wow, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say now. Michael with a bit of cynicism. This is why you should never trust a corporatist, ever. And Jose believes Jared is innocent. I don't think they would be giving him access to the evidence if he was suspected of wrongdoing. This is connected to a former employee of his foundation. El Paso police say a 30-year-old man was killed when he fell from a downtown parking garage. This happened last night before midnight. Police are not identifying the man yet. 2 people walking by Oregon and Mills found the body. The Mills Plaza parking garage has 9 levels. It's not clear where the man fell from or whether police think he jumped intentionally. They do say no foul play is suspected. And take a look at this. Police sometimes leave patrol units outside convenience stores to make people think twice about committing a crime. Well, but vandals didn't care and instead slashed the patrol unit's tires. This is a 7-Eleven on Alameda and Buena Vista near Fox Plaza. Police are looking for the culprit or culprits. With 2 large tuberculosis exposure investigations going on in El Paso, we wanted to know if El Paso jails are on high alert since one of those investigations involves a halfway house. The El Paso Department of Health is sending some tests to Austin to get them processed quickly. Local detention centers say they aren't any more concerned about TB, despite the investigation at a federal halfway house. Officials at the Otero Detention Center and El Paso Sheriff Richard Wiles say they aren't aware of any recent movement of halfway house residents that may have been in their jails. And the El Paso jail tests all incoming inmates and all employees every year.
Our protocols are pretty stiff and they're always in place, so we have confidence that we would catch it if anything were to happen.
Residents and staff at Dismas Charities, a federal halfway house, are expecting their results next week. If you have any questions about how tuberculosis is spread or treated, you can find information on our website, KVIA.com. There's a lot of good information there. A grand jury has indicted the man accused of killing 9 people inside a historic black church in Charleston, South Carolina, on 3 new charges of attempted murder. The new charges against 21-year-old Dylan Storm Roof are related to the people who survived the June 17th massacre. Investigators arrested Roof last month and charged him with 9 counts of murder, 1 for each person he allegedly killed. Roof is an admitted racist who posed with guns and the Confederate battle flag in photos. And dozens of people sang Amazing Grace Monday as South Carolina state senators voted to remove the Confederate flag on State House grounds. Today, the Senate gave the bill final approval, but the South Carolina House still needs to approve it before it heads to the governor's desk. Some are protesting the decision. They do not want the flag removed and said South Carolina is, quote, giving in to northern liberals and civil rights activists, end quote. 2 people are dead after a fighter jet plane collides with a small plane in South Carolina. The pilot of the F-16 fighter jet ejected to safety. Air Force officials say the F-16 flew out of Shaw Air Force Base. It collided with a small plane about 11 miles north of Charleston. These are photos of the debris. Investigators say 2 people inside the small plane died. And back to our ABC7 First Alert coverage. Nichole rejoined us now with a quick recap. Nichole.
Hi there, Estela. Let's get straight to our Doppler radar. Still tracking those heavy storms in portions of Hudspeth County. We're going to go back to that area where you can see those storms still moving towards the east. We'll zoom in just a little closer here around Sierra Blanca. That's where the heaviest storms are currently taking place. And just south, looks like that storm actually dumping some hail. And around midnight, we could see that rain moving towards Van Horn. So that severe thunderstorm warning still in effect until 9:45, and as I mentioned, it's moving towards the east. But we'll talk about what you can expect the rest of the night, and if we're expecting more thunderstorms coming up in your full forecast. Estela?
Okay, Nichole, thank you. Looking for a job, the county hospital is hiring.
So I can get in and get some experience and, go from there.
The information later in this newscast. Plus,
I would just ask Mr. Gonzalez that you take the same promptness in dealing with this concern as you took in April with one citizen making a call.
should city taxpayers foot the bill for municipal ID cards for undocumented immigrants? A local group and a city rep think so. We'll be right back. Stay with us.